Norman Liss. The name of the program is The Way to Go. I invite you to join me as we explore places to go and things to do. We're going back to one of my favorite places today, which is the Performing Arts Center at Purchase College. And my guest, who I welcome back, is the director of the Performing Arts Center, Christopher Beach. And you've got a dynamic season, as I can see, and it's kind of an interesting season. There's some interesting numbers involved this year. It's the 25th anniversary of Purchase College,
okay.
And you're coming up to your 20th season. Not yours, because
yes.
You've been there 6 years, the 20th season of the Performing Arts Center. I sense from the program, which we're going to talk about at length, a diverse, dynamic season. Is this a special season for you? Is there something about it, as I sense it is, from reading the program?
Well, it is. All of us at Purchase College have been gearing up for this anniversary. We're, if not the youngest, I think one of the 2 or 3 youngest colleges in the Purchase, in the SUNY system.
Yeah.
And so we've got a lot going on. The Newberger Museum has lots of events as part of the celebration. And I've tried to put together a special season.
You have different groups, right? Different series within there.
Well, one of the great things about my job is that at the Performing Arts Center we can do anything. We've got 4 theaters, each one very specifically designed for a different kind of presentation. We've got a major concert hall for international ballet companies, and we have a lovely little recital hall for chamber music and modern dance, and then 2 theaters, a black box and a theater proper, a little opera house.
So you have a lot of opportunity to do different things.
So we
really
can do everything.
And what are you starting with?
Well, we opened the season with something that I've been working on for several years. Twyla Tharp has been in residence for several weeks over the summer, and she's now there for 2 more weeks, developing new programs that she will tour around this country and around the world with. Of course, she's one of the leading American choreographers and an extraordinary woman. And she will present 4 performances, opening our season September 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, with new scores composed by Philip Glass.
But this is her company.
Her company, a new company of dancers that she's put together, and we'll do it in the intimate little recital hall. So it should be very exciting. She's very distinctive in her style. She's exhausting. I can't imagine being one of her dancers. She pushes those dancers like pentathletes. It's extraordinary. You've seen them in rehearsal, and it's just, I'm exhausted just watching them rehearse. Is that it? Energy? Is there just a tremendous energy, and also a real clarity in her choreography, a real punch to it? She's been around for so many years now, and is I think she's one of the standards, one of the classic, really, isn't she? She choreographers? Is. Had a great effect on American choreography. What is the definition of what it is? You talk about the exhausting. We talk about energy. How would we describe her? Well, she pushes the dancers to run faster and jump higher and turn more often and do it in unexpected ways. Let's go on to after Twyla Tharp. What's coming up? Well, the next part of the program is very, very different. I think you and I have talked before about my 10-year project to present all of the Gilbert and Sullivan operas. And this is the 4th year in that project. We will present their opera Iolanthe, the fairy opera. It's with the same cast that I've brought to each of the performances, a cast brought together from the Metropolitan Opera, English National Opera, Covent Garden, and England's D'Oyly Carte Opera Company. Let's talk about Iolanthe. What's it about? It's Well,
is it possible to describe anything in Gilbert?
Well, Gilbert and Sullivan, they're all the same and they're all different. They're all the same in that they're all topsy-turvy, and this one has the lords of the realm, the members of Parliament, the peers, all falling in love with a troupe of fairies, and of course, it's illegal for any fairy to marry a mortal, and there you have the complication. And there are a pair of young lovers and a couple of ne'er-do-well lords, and in the middle, of course, there's the typical Gilbert and Sullivan patter song.
Yes, the music is...
Maybe I am the very model of a modern Major General, or, in this one, quite frankly, I think most Gilbert and Sullivan scholars think that Iolanthe has the best patter song in all of the operas.
Which is?
It's called the Nightmare Song.
You're lying awake with a dismal headache.
So you know it.
Very well.
You know it. It's a stage concert version we do, and performances are September 19th and 20th. The September 19th performance is important to us because it also marks the kickoff for the college's 25th anniversary celebration. I think one of my happiest moments in any season is standing in the lobby and watching the audience come out of our Gilbert and Sullivan performances, because they're not used to hearing first-rate international opera singers sing accompanied by a marvelous orchestra conducted by Paul Dunkel, the Westchester Philharmonic, a full professional chorus, and really extraordinary.
As we go through the program, of course, the extent, the breadth, the variety of what you're doing, and of course, then you're doing children's programming.
Well, I've committed when I first came to Purchase that we would create a children's program, and we call it Family Fair. We have 2 series, one in the fall and one in the spring. And I've always loved masks and puppets and circuses, and so this year in September on the 28th we'll have the Chinese acrobats, and they sold out the last time they were here several years ago, and I'm sure they will again.
I resent the fact that you call it a children's program, because I love them.
Well, there are a lot of parents there who have great big grins on their faces too.
And you've had them before, haven't you?
Yes, several years ago.
They were great. You said they sell out because they're so great, aren't they?
Yeah.
And where do you go from there? Let's
see. Well, October is a full month. We have Patti LuPone. She'll take a one-night break from her stint on Broadway in Masterclass. And
I was going to ask about how I know she's doing Masterclass. She's got wonderful reviews.
Great
reviews. I did see it, and I thought she was just masterful in doing that. I always kind of get the feeling that whose story is it? Is it hers, or is it Callas?
Well, I think any great artist certainly brings part of themselves to a role. Yes. Terence McNally wrote a terrific play, and although I've never seen any of the Callas masterclasses live, I've seen videos of them, and it can only be an interpretation. It's not Patti LuPone there.
No, of course.
It's Maria Callas.
Of course.
And then you talk about the diversity in the programming. It's like the diversity in the theaters that we have, those 4 different theaters. We then have a performance of an Italian ballet company called Alter Balletto.
Which is not familiar to me.
They come from Emilia-Romagna. It's the only New York engagement. And they will perform a mixed program with classic works, Coppelia, the Coppelia Suite, and a couple other programs. I look at maybe 100 videos a year of different companies that want to come to Purchase, and I certainly go to 150 performances throughout a year. My artistic administrator, Rachel Chanoff, goes to another 150 performances, and when we saw the videotape of the Alter Balletto, both of us said, we've got to have them. They're really, it's a marvelous troupe of dancers, and there's a large ballet audience in Westchester and Fairfield counties.
Do you do other ballet as well? How much ballet do you do?
Royal Winnipeg Ballet is coming. Usually every year we do a couple ballet companies. and then modern dance, Paul Taylor, Dance Theater of Harlem, Alvin Ailey will always be at Purchase on and off.
When does your season run? From when to when?
We open always in September and close in May.
It's a long season, isn't it?
It's a lot. There are 500 events that take place in the Performing Arts Center throughout the year, and I curate 50 of them. And those are the ones which you see in the programs.
And then going from the beautiful to the bizarre.
Well, Penn and Teller came to Purchase maybe 5 years ago, and they rehearsed a new show, the Refrigerator Tour, and we sold out every performance. And so this year I've asked them back in their new show. And I was telling you a few minutes ago, I was watching a comedy program of, what's his name? Not Evan
Laurel and
Costello.
Hardy?
Laurel and Hardy, yes, Laurel and Hardy. And I thought how much Penn and Teller reminded me of Laurel and Hardy, sort of the big buffo comedian and the silent smirking one. If you haven't seen them, they're a little quirky. They're not your straightforward comedy jugglers, but
they're exceptional. Now, I have to admit that I go back a long way with Penn and Teller. When they first came on the scene, having been interested in doing some magic myself, I saw them when they first appeared on Off-Broadway. I was immediately taken by what they're doing, of course, with their many TV appearances and the writing that Penn Jillette does. They're really all over the place, and they have grown tremendously. It's interesting you talk about them introducing that refrigerator tour.
Yes.
I do recall that it opened up with them in bed and a refrigerator being dropped on them. It's really amazing, and I think they're marvelous. A lot of the magicians don't like them because they tell how things are done, but they don't.
It doesn't change the magic of it.
But they don't really tell how they do the wonderful things that they do. The really impossible things they never reveal. Maybe they reveal the old standards, but they don't reveal the things that they've devised themselves, which go far beyond what other magicians are doing. I think they're really at the top of the art right now.
It's true.
We'll get back to some more programming. At first, I do want to remind our viewers that we are talking today about the Performing Arts Center at Purchase, and that my guest today is Christopher Beach, who is the director. So we've talked a bit about what's happening in September and October, and as you say, it goes all the way through May.
Yes.
Where do we go from here?
Well, we really haven't talked about classical music, and I think the Performing Arts Center makes an important contribution to the classical music scene in the area. We have two chamber music series, one in the fall and one in the spring. The Tokyo String Quartet and the Greenleaf Chamber Players, my own ensemble, perform every year.
I noted that in the notes. So your own, what does that mean?
I'm the co-artistic director and founder with Peggy Pearson, our oboe player. And I found that when I tried to book chamber music ensembles, I found string quartets, piano trios, string quartets, string quartets, string quartets, piano trios, and string quartets. And there was a great wealth of chamber repertory that wasn't available. So the Greenleaf Chamber Players plays everything but string quartets and piano trios. They play piano quintets and serenades and divertimenti and wind octets and marvelous repertory that you can probably only hear here in Marlborough and at Lincoln Center Chamber Music Festival.
When will they be?
They'll do a performance October 26th, and then they'll do one in the spring.
What are the other classical programs that you have?
Well, there's one company that will return to Purchase for the third time called Les Arts Florissants, run by an American named William Christie. It's a French, Paris-based company. And they will present Handel's opera Acis and Galatea in a concert version. I've had them back for a third time because Les Arts Florissants is without question the most finely tuned musical ensemble I've ever heard. They've appeared at the Brooklyn Academy, BAM, for the last several seasons and sold out, had a great success there. The kind of refined music making that William Christie can create with his ensemble of singers and musicians is spectacular. It happens that they're supported by the French government and rehearsed for months and months and months. And so anyone interested in Handel or Baroque music should not miss it.
You have very strong appeal with your classical programming. You talked about a good ballet audience in Westchester, yes, and classical music, very large audience.
We have Kathleen Battle coming, great Metropolitan Opera singer. We have Mitsuko Ushida, pianist. And this year I've asked Paul Dunkel, the music director of the Westchester Philharmonic. Most people know him from the back as their conductor, but they haven't heard him as a flute player, and he's an extraordinary flute player. So he'll give a concert on December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day, I think. Yes. And I'm looking forward to that. A recital in our lovely, perfect little recital hall. Great acoustics.
Yes, just having all those theaters allows you to do so much. What else do you have in store for us? What other wonders have you assembled?
Well, if you've never heard the Canadian Brass, they will do a holiday concert.
I have heard the Canadian Brass.
And they're a hoot.
They are a hoot.
They do a mix of classical and humorous programming in white tie, tails, and tennis shoes.
And they choreograph the
Yes, and they choreograph it all. And then we have another holiday concert, a Russian chorus of monks will come and do Gregorian chants and Russian chants. And they're in December as well. I don't remember the exact date, but certainly someone can call the box office. I've heard lots of CDs of different chorales. They perform a cappella, and it's really extraordinary to hear these Russian chants.
Is an appropriate time to give our viewers the telephone number at the box office?
It's always the appropriate time.
So we'll do it now, and then we'll do a little...
914-251-6200.
And get all the information and get on the mailing list to get... Talk about mailing list. Subscriptions are an important part of what you do. Do you find that people will subscribe to more than one series, or the audience is really different?
What's been happening in the last several years is that audiences that first just bought one kind of thing are now, if they might buy two subscriptions and then a single ticket here and there to something else. As you said,
there is crossover.
There's a great deal of crossover. As you said, one of the things about the programming at the center is that it's so diverse. When you go from a flute recital to Patti LuPone, from Gilbert and Sullivan's Iolanthe to Twyla Tharp, there's something for everyone.
It's funny, when I go there, the audience is the same. It's a very good, interested audience. I mean, there is a certain level of the people who go there. Maybe it's because of the setting. Maybe it's because of the way it's presented. Maybe it's because of your good programming.
We also have a marvelous thing that, because the location of Purchase College it's 10 minutes from everywhere.
Yes.
It's 10 minutes from Stanford. It's 10 minutes from Bedford. It's 10 minutes from Yonkers. It just happens to be right at the cross between.
And parking is
lots of parking,
enormous and excellent and free and easy to get to, and it's so simple to. What else are you working on? What else is happening? I don't know how much we can cover in the short time that we have available.
Well, Andre Watts comes in the spring with the Atlanta Symphony. Mitsuko Ushida, a marvelous pianist that only does about 3 or 4 recitals in America each year. She will return, and then our children's series. I've only told you about the Chinese acrobats, but we follow that in October with Cirque Eloise, an offshoot of the Cirque du Soleil, and specifically geared toward children, and it's quite marvelous. And then in the spring, we'll do some classical music for children. There's a great company called the Underground Railway Company, and they've come to purchase for the last 5 years, and they have very high-quality children's programming. When I decided to do the children's programs, I wanted to make sure that we didn't pander down to the kids. We didn't do, just sort of babysitting for the afternoon. And so we will be doing Carnival of the Animals with them, and also the Firebird in children's performances.
I like the emphasis that you put on children's programming. I know that it's a high priority for you to do. I mean, there's the audience of the future, really, when you come down to it. And you put a lot into it, haven't you? So where's it all going, Christopher?
Well, this is only the 19th season, and certainly we all feel an obligation to rise to our 20th anniversary next year. And so, as I told you before, I'm working not only on presenting this season, but we're already booking artists for the 20th and the 21st seasons. It will be bigger. I'm not at a point yet where I can announce just what that will be, but there are a lot of performances between now and then. There is one thing that I haven't mentioned, and that is that each November we do a special event, a 3-day weekend that we call Crafts on Stage. And this is a special program presented by our volunteer organization, the Prompters. We empty the theaters and bring in craft vendors, really high-end quality silversmiths, and we have a benefit for the center, a preview supper, and then all day Saturday and Sunday people can roam throughout backstage seeing the different vendors. And the dates on that, I think, are November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
You mentioned that you're planning the 20th year, the 21st year. How do you keep your finger on the pulse of changing tastes, projecting so far in advance? We've talked before on this program. You participated in a panel where we talked about changing audiences. Audiences are always changing. We're talking about educating children to appreciate good performance, good music. And audiences are changing. People are changing. Lifestyles are changing. How difficult is it to project ahead 2 years or 3 years ahead and anticipate what people are going to like?
Well, I think the fact that we do that is evidenced by Patti LuPone. She's joined in her series with Eartha Kitt and Barbara Cook, a kind of programming that the Performing Arts Center never used to do. Where does it come from? Well, I have a terribly supportive leadership council. We have our volunteers, the Prompters, who often invite me into their homes, and I meet their friends and neighbors. And I'm out in the public a great deal, trying to get a sense of what it is people are interested in seeing.
Now, you mentioned the location of the Performing Arts Center. It's 10 minutes from everywhere. How wide is your audience? Where do they come from? Do they come from great distances? Have you ever studied that?
We have studied it, and I was really surprised. I knew that we had lots of people from Westchester and Fairfield counties, but I was astonished when I found that we had subscribers in New Haven, Poughkeepsie, Danbury, Rockland County, and even a couple in Long Island. Certainly the majority of them come from Scarsdale and Greenwich and Bedford and North Salem and that sort of thing. Armonk.
I suppose with you and the other performing arts centers throughout the area that the old question, location is important. How really important is it? Is that circle very, very strong, or 10 miles, 20 miles, or whatever?
Location is important, but it's certainly secondary to the quality of the programming. People will travel farther to hear something they want to hear. If something's nearby and they're not really interested in going to ballet, well, then they're not going to go.
The fact that they keep coming shows that you are doing the right kind of programming. And again, I want to give you the opportunity to say what the telephone number is, and we will put it in the closing credits as well. So let's give that telephone number again.
Anyone who would like a copy of our brochure or to be put on our mailing list, or in fact to order tickets, should call 914-251-6200.
Well, I'm sure you're going to get quite a few telephone calls to that number because you've got so much to offer, and we couldn't possibly cover it in this program.
They should tell us that Norman sent them.
That would be fine.
Okay.
I just from what you've told me today and what I've seen, I know that you've got a great season ahead of you, and I wish you all the best of luck. I'm sure it's going to be wonderful.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming. My guest today is Christopher Beach, who is the director of the Performing Arts Center at Purchase. Great season ahead, a wonderful place to go. I'm Norman Liss. The name of the program is The Way to Go. And until next time, enjoy yourself.
Puzzle is a perfect